Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this channel named Geeks for Geeks School. First of all, thank you very much for joining me at this time in this tutorial. And we guys were talking about KIVYMD basic things, if you remember. I've already told you about all these things in the previous lectures, which I shooted on this KIVYMD. And today also we are going to learn about some more things related to KIVYMD. So let's dive into the platform and start with the coding part. The first thing I would like to do here is let me just come down and remove all the things which I have defined over here because we don't require these things anymore. Right, I'm going to tell you right from the beginning what exactly you have to do. Right, let's start with defining something which can help us in creating a list kind of thing on our mobile applications window. So there is this thing in this KiwiMD UIX named list, with the help in which you can find everything related to the list, and with the help of which you can create different kind of lists. Suppose you want to create a list having one item in it, so you can use this take one line list item, right? You can simply put this over here and then you can use it in your code. Now how you will use it, I'll let you know about the same later on, but let me first tell you what all things can you import from this uix.list. So if you want to define only one item in your list, you can use this one line list item. If suppose you want to have two items in your list, or in all the lists you have on the mobile app screens window, so you can use two line list items, right? If you want to have three items, for that we have this thing three line list item. For now I will use this one line list item and show you how with the help of this you can create a list kind of view on your mobile screens window, or that platform which you come across when you open your mobile app. So simply what you have to do after defining this over here, just come down and right out to this point where you have defined the code for creating the screen, you can use this variable item1. It is totally your call what name you want to give to your variable in which you want to save your list, and then you can use this one list item function. Let's put the text which we would like to see getting reflected in the list as an item. So item1 it is, and it's time for us to now add it to the screens widget. So it's very simple. We can use this screen dot add underscore widget, and then we can pass the name of the variable in which we have our list saved. So it is item1, right? Likewise you can create two items if you want, so you can just copy it and paste it over here, replace it with 2. So this is going to be the second item, and now we need to add this second one also to our screens widget. That's the way we can do it, right? Simply save the changes, and now when you will run the code, so you will get this output. You will be able to see the screen very soon. I think there is some processing taking place right now. Okay, so the screen is here, and as you can see, the list items are visible to us, but they are overlapping. List item 2 is overlapping with item 1. Now, how can we get rid of this thing? So there is this thing named MD list you can use. Right now, how to use this MD list? Let me just help you with this. So I let me just come down in this function and let's have a variable first with name list underscore view. In this, I am going to make use of this MDList function, right? And as you know very well, in this item one, we have this first item saved, and in this item two, we have this second item saved. Now, instead of saving it directly to the widget of the screen, we are going to save it in this MD list. So we can simply replace these screens with list underscore views, right? And then in order to add these two items which we have in this list view, which is a kind of MD list, now we can simply use this code screen dot add widget, and we can pass list underscore view as a parameter to this function, and it will now get added to this widget of our screen. Let's now run the code and see what are we going to get. So we are getting now two items and they are not overlapping. We are able to see both of them clearly visible on this screen. So, that's how you can separate, you can individually define, you can define individual spaces for the items you want to have in a list. Right. I hope the function of MDList is clear to all of you. If you have any queries related to this, please put them down in this in the comment box below. Also, please do check out the links which I have placed in the description section. And there are various courses Geeks has come up with for the students, and they are some amazing courses which we are providing right now to the students. So just visit those links, go through the what we call it, these courses which we are providing you guys. And in case you have any queries related to anything, suppose you find any course appealing and you want to pursue that course, but you have some doubts and queries in your mind, please feel free to talk to me anytime, right? Also, if you want, you can get in touch with our executive department. So there is a toll free number which you can find on our main website. So just dial that toll free number, get in touch with our executive department, and get your queries sorted. Okay, it's time for us to now see how can we use scroll view. So if suppose you have 20 or 21 items on a single screen, right? And it won't be possible for you to, see all of them at the same time. So you will have to scroll down the list. How you will scroll it down, how you will add the scroll view feature to your application. Now that is what we are going to discuss. So it's this scroll view is there in this Kivy, not KIVYMD. Remember this. So you can make use of this, and from this, I would like to import scroll and view. So S is in capital and V is in capital. Remember this thing. Please don't make any mistake while defining these, functions names and these properties names. Right. Okay. It's time for us to now take a look how we can use this scroll view in our code over here. So what we can do, we can simply put a variable over here, let's say scroll, and in this we can call this scroll view function like this. Fine. And now after this, it's very simple. We can come down, and over here we can use this add widget option, and simply what we have to do, we have to add this list view to the widget of this scroll. Right, so what we have done here, we have connected our scroll view to this MD list indirectly. Right, there are two different variables I've used, and then to the widget of this scroll view I've defined list view inside it. Okay, and then we can simply come down, and instead of passing list view as a parameter to the add widget function of screen, we can have scroll, right? Because list view is already a part of this scroll view. Am I right, everyone? I hope you have understood this thing. Just try it out yourself. Definitely, the more you will experience these things practically, the more you will be able to understand these things. Okay, I'm saving the changes. Let me now run the code and see whether we are going to get the required output or not. So now the items are getting visible on the top. Earlier, the items were coming at the bottom, but now they are coming on the top, and I am able to scroll also. I'm using my scroll, and this you can see the list is moving up and down, right? So that is how you can add a scroll view to your mobile application screen. I hope it is clear to all of you. Please do let me know in case you have any queries, any questions. Do put them down in the comment section. I am there to help you guys out with each and every query of yours. Okay, now it's time for us to define the for loop, with the help of which we can create 20 or 30 or 40 or many items in one go. Right, so right over here in between these two lines of code, we can have a for loop like this. For I in a range, let's say we want to have, sorry, I'll have to remove it. Yeah, now it is fine. So for I in range, everything needs to be in small. So suppose you want to create 20 different items, so simply you can put a range of 20, right? And then let's have this variable items. It is totally your call what variable you want to use. Then inside this we would like to have one list item, and then I would like to see this text getting reflected for each and every item. So, and besides, I'll have to put I also. Why I? Because for the first item, it is going to be item 1. The value of I is going to get incremented after every iteration, right? So for the first item, it is going to be 1. Then for the second one, it is going to be 2, then 3, then 4, and then 5, and so on, right? Then all the items are going to come in this items named variable. Remember this thing. It's now time for us to add these items which this for loop will generate for us in the list view. Okay, so how we'll do it? We can simply come down, and here we can use this list view, and then we can use this add widget option. Simply pass the name of the variable in which all the items are going to come as a parameter to this function add widget, like the way we have done here for these two items. But we do not require these lines of code anymore, so I'm eliminating, I'm removing all these things. Let me save the changes and run the code and see whether we are going to get 20 different items or not. So as you can see, we are getting 20 different items, and here the items are starting from 0, right? So because the value of I, first value which the this variable is going to get initialized with, is will be 0, and after that, after every iteration, the value of I will increase by 1, and that's the reason why we are getting, different item numbers in all these rows. If you want to have a space, if you want to see a space in between these item numbers and the name item, so you can simply put a double inverted commas like this, and now that's what you will get as a final output. I hope it is clear to all of you. So I'm able to scroll it up and down, and it's a beautiful list which I am able to create with the help of simple 43 lines of code, right? And I'm not using this thing. I can remove it because I am not using it, so I am removing it. So it's a 33 or 30 lines of code because there are some spaces also, right? So it's just a 28, 30 line of code with the help of which I have created a beautiful list having 20 different items. I hope you have got this thing. In case you have any queries, do let me know about the same. Do put your queries, do let me know about your queries in the comment section. I am going to visit the comment section very soon and I'm going to take all your queries. Right. Okay. In case you want to have two two things in one list. Right now, there are 20 different lists which you are able to see on this mobile screens window, right? App screens window. So there is only one text present in this first list. If you want to have two different things in this first list and then you want to have the same, two different items in every of this 20 lists we have on this mobile screen. So what you can do, you can simply use two line list item, right? You can use this two line list item and then control C, control V, paste it here. Now it's time for us to pass the value for the secondary text. So as a secondary text, let me just bring it on the in the next line. So I would like to see as would like to see hello geeks for geeks, right, as a secondary text in all the lists I have on my mobile app screens window. Let's see whether we'll get the required output or not. So as you can see, hello geeks for geeks is now getting reflected over here like this. So it's coming with all the in all the lists we have on this mobile app screen. Okay, so the code is working perfectly fine, right? Can we modify it a bit more? Can we do that? Let's check it out. So there is another thing called as three line list item. If you want to have three different things in a single list, so you can use three line list item. Let's replace it with three. Now I would like to copy this and simply I'm pasting it over here. So we are going to have three different texts now. Now, how can we pass? What is the property we can use for passing the third text? So it is tertiary, right? It is tertiary text. You can put an equal to, then suppose you want to pass this third level as a value to this tertiary text, you can do it like this. Control S for saving the changes, and now you will get to see this kind of output. So we have three different things present in each of these 20 lists we have on this mobile app screen. I hope it is clear to all of you. You are enjoying this lecture. Please do not forget to like and share this video in your groups so as to make it reach to the maximum students possible so that they can also come and join this amazing mobile app course on our channel. And thank you so very much for supporting us like this. Keep supporting us the way you are doing it right now so that we can get motivated. Okay, now it's time for us to define some icons with our list, right? So what we can do, we can simply make use of KIVYMD.uix dot. So there is this thing called uh, list, and inside this we have this thing called icon left widget. So we have icon right widget as well as icon left widget. If you want to add some icons to your list in such a way that the user should see them on the left side of the list items you have in the list you have on your mobile app screen, so you can simply use this icon left widget. However, if you want to see the icons getting reflected in the right somewhere, so you can use icon right widget, right? So that's the difference between icon left widget and icon right widget. Now it's time for us to use it. Now how we'll do that? For this, I'll have to first download an image from the internet. So let me just do it quickly. Just give me a very short moment. Trying to access the images web page, or from where I can get the required image, because I don't have anything on my desktop. I'll have to download it. Just bear with me for some time, and by the time, let me just quickly check the comments. If I have anything to answer, I would definitely love to answer that query of yours. Okay, I'm not able to see any queries, no worries. Okay, quickly, I am downloading an icon from Google. I think it's not going to take me much time. Okay, so Geeks for Geeks company logo. Okay, for now I am going with this one. This is looking nice, right? So I'm going with this one. Let me just save it with a unique name on my desktop. So I'm going to save it with Geeks on my device. Okay, I am saving it with this name, right? Done with saving it with the name Geeks, coming back to the coding panel, and now I'm going to come down, and here that's the point where I've used my for loop, right? And simply inside it I can now define another variable, and in this I can use this icon lift widget. Right. Now to this icon lift widget, I can pass this parameter to this icon named parameter. So what is the name of that image which I downloaded? And I haven't saved it in the folder in which I have all the other, files, or this coding file on which I am defining the whole code. Let me just do it quickly. So it's the coding file is there in this C drive, and I'll have to access this usernames named folder. Then I'll have to come inside this app data local, and it's there in the programs. Okay, Python 3832, and I think it's there in mobile app. Yeah, no, not the mobile app. Yeah, it's I think in mobile app, and I'm saving it with GFG. Okay, coming back to the coding panel. Here I'm putting GFG. Simply I'm putting GFG like this over here, right? Okay, and by the way, I think I'll not be able to access it with the help of this icon lift widget, because it's for the icons. For putting an image, for accessing an image and putting it in the list, I think for that we use image left widget or image right widget. Here what we can do, we can simply use a name which we can pass as a value to this icon named property. So in the previous lectures also I've used this Android, right? Here also I'm using Android. Let me just save the changes and run the code and see where are we going to get this icon. But before that, I'll have to also add it to my widget. So Items is the name of the variable in which the list will get created. So I'll have to add this icon. I'll have to add this icon also to this items. Right now, let's save the changes and run the code. Let's see whether we will get the required output or not. I think Sublime Text is right now building our this code which we have defined over here. Okay, so this is what we are getting right now. We are not able to see the Android icon with any of these lists. Let me come back to the code and see if there is any issue with because of which we are not able to see the icon over here with the list. So everything is perfectly fine. Why are we not getting the icon then? So this is icon left widget. Icon is equal to Android. This is perfectly fine. And I've added it to this items widget also perfectly fine. And then list view is being added, sorry, items is being added to the widget of list view. And here we are calling this scroll. Okay. So what is the issue then? Why are we not able to see the icons now? That's what we'll have to check out. Just give me a short moment. Let me just go through the code again. So list view MDList scroll is equal to scroll view. Then list view is equal to MDList. Let's do one thing. Let me just copy it and put it right on the top over here. So as to avoid the confusion, we created the screen and list view, then scroll view. Then we have added the list view to our scroll view. Here we have defined this for loop. Use this icon left widget here. Then items. Okay. Then we have this items dot add underscore widget is equal to icon. If I'll change it to GFG, let me save the changes and run the code once and see whether we'll be able to see anything or not now. No, still the items are visible to us, but uh, the icon is not visible to us. Why is it this happening? Let's use something else. Language dash Python if I'll use. No, we are not able to see the icon. What is the issue with this code? Why are we not able to see icon with our... Okay, I think it's because here we are using 3-line list item. Here it should be 3-line list item will not pick up the icon. It will only pick up the what we call it text part. It will not pick up the image part. So instead of using 3-line list item, we can use 3-line icon list item. I think this is going to help us. Let me just replace this with 3-line icon list item. And now if I will save the change and run the code, I think I'll be able to get the required output. So see, I'm getting these Python icons with all my lists, all the 20 lists which I have defined over here. So the code is now working perfectly fine. Right, I hope it is clear to all of you. Let me now close this window and see what else can we do with the help with this code over here. So, okay. Let's do one thing. Let's use 3-line avatar list item also. If you have some avatar images and you want to add them, I think you can do it with the help of this 3 and then you can put this line, and after this, in place of icon, you can put avatar and simply copy this whole thing, and then you can replace it with 3-line avatar list item, right? And now what you have to do, you can simply save this, and when you will run the code, let's see what is going to happen. So we are getting these avatar images now. Okay, let's close this window. Now what we are going to do, we are going to talk about image right widget and left widget. Suppose you have an image with you and you want to add it to all your lists, whatever lists you have on your mobile app screen. You want to add the image you have in all the lists. So how you will do it? For adding icons, we use icon left widget or right widget. For adding images, we use image left widget or right widget. So for now, we'll be using image left widget, right? Simply save the changes. And now what you have to do, the way we added the icon using this icon left widget, we'll be adding images in the same way. So I'm going to first replace it with this variable image. If you want, you can have the same name icon, but because I want to add an image now to all the lists I have on my application screens window, that's the reason I've replaced it with image. And then in place of this icon left widget, we can have image left widget like this. Right, now it's time for us to fetch, access the image we want to add to all our list items. So for doing that, that's the parameter source. Okay, make sure that the parameters you're using, they are correct. Okay, let me just go back to that folder. I think we saved the file with this name GFG, and it was a PNG file. It's a PNG file if I'm not wrong. Let me just check it once. I'll have to go back on this file, save image as, and it will open for us a window where we'll get to see the same folder in which we saved the image. So it is gfg.png image. It is absolutely right, and I am going to use the same name here also. Right, so image left widget I have used here. And then what we can do, in order to add it to our items, we'll have to change it to image, save the changes. And now I would like to run the code and see what are we going to get as the final output. So you can see we are now able to see Geeks for Geeks icon getting reflected over here. Right, so this is how you can add images to your lists you have on your mobile app screens window. I hope it is clear to all of you. In case you have any queries related to anything, whatever we have covered in this lecture, you are most welcome to share it with me in the comments below, so that I can help you guys with the same. Let me now check my comment section. Okay, I'm not able to see any queries. No problem. In case you come across any issue while designing or while coding these all the things which I have showed you in this video, you're most welcome to let me know about the same. Right, I'm going to help you with the best solution. Thank you very much, all of you, for joining me at this time in this tutorial. It means a lot to me that you guys leave all your work and you attend my lectures. And the students who are not there, they do it. They do see the lectures whenever they are free, and that's the only thing which I am shooting these lectures for, right? To reach out to you guys. Thank you very much, all of you, for all the support which you are providing to our channel. Thank you very much to all the students for all the support which they are providing to me by checking out my lectures, by appreciating my efforts, by appreciating the kind of content I am displaying, I'm putting on YouTube. Thank you so very much.